Well, hello everyone, this is Mohammad Badruddin and today we are going to solve lab number 7 from SQL injection vulnerability module, and this vulnerability belongs to server-side vulnerability. So without wasting time, this disclaimer as always for you that this video and its contents are only for educational and awareness purpose, and I do not support any unethical or illegal act. That's been said, what exactly the lab is? SQL injection union attack retrieving multiple values in a single column. In the previous labs, what we did, we tried to find out how many columns are returned by the Oracle database or any other database. Fine. Then we try to find out what kind of data type those columns contains, right? And according to that, once we retrieve multiple columns from other table or multiple values from other table columns, at that instant we follow two things. Number one, the number of columns must be same and the data type must be same. But here, suppose that the database is only returning one column, but you want to retrieve data from other tables from multiple columns. So in that case, what would you like to do? And that's what we are going to see in this lab. The agenda of this lab is, this lab contains an SQL injection vulnerability in the product category filter. The results from the query are returned in the application's response, so you can use a union attack to retrieve data from other tables. The data contains a different table called users with columns called username and password. To solve the lab, perform an SQL injection union attack that retrieves all usernames and password and use the information to log in as the administrator user. Let's go and we will see what we can do. So first of all, I am going to choose a category which is equal to pets, and I'm gonna try to generate error. And as you can see, once I put the single quote, which is syntax error, so it is going to give us error, which is internal server error. Actually, developer make error customization on this application. That's why you are seeing internal server error. Otherwise, some errors which point out the syntax error, right? But that's good. Fine. Now I'm going to use comments. So comment could be a single dash 2. Okay. And it could be double dash. So check every possibility. So in double dash we find the expected result, and it could be space and one more dash. So that's also working. And error could also comment could also be a hash. So hash is not working, means just 2 dash. Fine. Now first of all, I am going to find out how many columns are there. So union select and null, hit enter, internal server error. So it will give you error until you reach the exact number of column, and that means the database is returning 2 columns. Fine. So I'm going to take this, come here, and I'm going to paste it with me. Fine. So that means there are 2 columns. Now I want to know the data type. So for data type, let's say AAA. So as you can see, in the first column, I put a string and we got internal server error. That means the data type of first column is not a string. So it could be integer. So I put just 1 and hit enter. And as you can see, we do not get any error. So that means the first column is not a string data type. So now let's test the second column, hit enter, and we did not get any error. Instead, we get what we put in the second column here. That means the data type of second column is a string. Come here, paste that. So now what we need to do is, we can also actually in the previous exercise, this is the extra exercise I am again doing in this lab. I also want to know what exactly version or what kind of database is in the backend. So first thing, I am going to try this banner from vversion. So copy this, and instead of, because this first column is not a string, so we cannot put a string value here. Let's try this, hit enter, and internal server error. That means the backend database is not Oracle. Let's try this. So copy, come here, and just paste that at version. And again, this is giving us error. That means the backend database is not Microsoft, because we already try at version. This time I'm going to try this. And as you can see, the backend database is PostgreSQL, and this is the version of the PostgreSQL, which is 12.10. Fine. Okay, now come to the point, and we need to find out, we need to actually retrieve data from the users table, and we want to retrieve two columns. But here the problem is the first column is not a string. So how we will put username comma password? That means there is only one string column, and we need to manage this query syntax so that we can retrieve both columns in single column. Concatenation comes to the picture in that way. So I already opened up the cheat sheet of the SQL injection from the Web Security Academy. So string concatenation, I'm going to copy this, come here and put it here now. So if you see closely, you can see we can use these ways. So if the database is Oracle, so for concatenation of two different columns, we can put two pipes. Fine. And for Microsoft, we can put plus. For PostgreSQL, we can again put two pipes sign between the two different columns name, right? So because the database is PostgreSQL, so we will use these two pipes. Fine. So come back here, and here I will say username, then double pipe, and then password from users table, hit enter, internal server error. Okay, because that will act as a single column, and the database was returning two columns, so we must put one more column here. So now this null is the first column, which data type is not a string, and this will act as a single column, and in this within the single column we are retrieving two columns information with using this concatenation sign. So now hit enter, and as you can see, we got username and passwords. So this is the username, administrator, and after that from L up to here is the password. We can do one more thing to actually separate this. In between these two concatenation sign or pipe sign, I can put suppose that colon, hit enter. That will not work. To make it work, because this is a string, so we can use single quote and concatenate like this, and yeah, that's working. So now as you can see, the username and password are separated with colon sign. If you want to use another sign, you can do it like this. Suppose that you want to use dash, hit enter, and as you can see, the username and passwords are separated from dash. So our purpose is to get username and password, and we get it. So to solve the lab, just go to my account, but first of all I need to take this up to here, copy, come here and put that here, then administrator username and password, we can put that here, and I'm going to copy this, come back here, go to the my account, and username is administrator and the password is this, login. And as you can see, we are logged in as administrator. So that's it for this video. Hope you like the content. If you like it, please like, subscribe and share. If you have any query, please put your query in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye.